chocolate sister. He was like, "You're black." And that was the first time I ever heard a color attached to a human being.
Okay.
And I looked at my sister, and I looked at the white kid, and I was like, yeah, like, what's your point of saying that? But again, this kid is just learning what he was taught.
Right.
Because for a white kid to go, "You're black," who told him that?
Right.
So that was the very first.
Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. My name is Jenny Tamai and this is the Rip Part Podcast. I'll let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
What's up, podcast? How you doing? My name is Mark Anthony Williams. And I'm from Earth.
Okay.
Earth. Born in London to Jamaican parents. So I went from London to Jamaica to New York, California, and now I'm in Uganda.
All right. O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm tired as hell, but hey, that's how we're gonna do it. So kind of start this off. Again, I met him at Casa de Roy. Shout out to Suachola.
Mm-hmm.
I'm meeting a lot of people over there. She should pay me for promoting her business over there. It's all good.
She's actually here today, so
Yeah, she owed me a few $1,000s. But anyways, I met the brother and you actually were watching us. He actually had reached out to us before.
A month before I got here, like 2 months before I got here.
And you didn't even answer the
wait,
email.
on what?
On Instagram.
Yeah, get her.
No, I don't handle Instagram. I'm sorry. That's the social media team.
Because I sent a message saying, "Yo, brother, I'm coming, blah, blah, blah." And then like a month went by and someone responded. Then I showed you the text. He was like, "That wasn't me."
Yeah, he did show me that.
I don't know who responded, but I
Someone
was scouring
responded.
Instagram.
But you know the thing is, most times when people message us, they don't give us like background
Details,
to go.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's like we can't just bring strangers to the podcast.
Absolutely.
You need to give us more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when they see a message like that, most times they're just like,
No, I said I was coming. I want to link up with y'all once I get there. And so the person was like, "All right, cool."
yeah.
So
We'll
must have
work
been
on
one
that.
of these dudes. Someone over there responded.
Yeah,
to
yeah. I'm a fire all
It was one
of
of
them
y'all. It was one of y'all.
It's the guy with the headset. That's him.
He's shady too. So what were you doing in the States?
In the States, I've been acting for the last 28 years. I graduated from college in 93 and then moved to California in 95 and just started plugging my way, trying to get my feet wet in Hollywood.
Okay.
And so that's what I've been doing ever since.
What brought you to Uganda?
Fanny Martinez. I came in 2019 for about 11 days and I loved it. I did not want to leave, but I had to go back to work. And then I met Nana, Savannah Moon. They had a day where they had inspiring actors come in and they asked me questions for like 5 hours and just pick my brain about Hollywood and unionizing and working and maneuvering through the industry. And I loved it. And I said, I'll be back. And it took 4 years, but I'm back.
Okay, put a picture with Fanny Martinez. We had her on the podcast. Beautiful Dominican lady. So how did you meet her though?
Fanny and I met, I was about 4 years into my career. We met in 98 at an acting function workshop. I can't remember what it was, but she was sitting next to me and we just hit it off and became friends.
Okay.
And so we just started hanging out. And then, of course, in 2011, when Haiti had the earthquake, every time there was news on the TV about Haiti, it was never a Haitian giving us their perspective of what's happening on the ground. It was always some European, Western media telling us what was happening. And I said, Fanny, we got to go because I don't trust what's coming out of their mouth. And so we did some fundraisers. We got some clothes, some stuff to donate to an organization there. And then we just flew to Haiti. And I kid you not, when we got off the bus, because we couldn't fly into Haiti, we had to fly into DR, spent time with her family. They were very welcoming. And then we took a bus into Haiti. And I kid you not, when we got off the bus, I thought the earthquake happened like 5 minutes ago.
Whoa.
This is a year. Like the next day was going to be the 1 year anniversary of the earthquake. And it looked like the earthquake happened 5 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
They didn't do nothing for the Haitians. They brought them water.
Wow.
And that's it. The only person that really struggled on the ground for the Haitians was Sean Penn. Sean Penn did more in his little finger than all of Europe, all of the Western world did for Haiti. Trust me when I tell you.
Sean Penn
Fanny and I were there.
was married to Madonna. That's Sean Penn.
Yes. Yes, he did more for the Haitian people than any of you NGOs or whatever. As a matter of fact, a lot of the Haitian people were looking at me and Fanny like, wow, y'all here, because their experiences, people come to Haiti, they do videos, they go, oh, look at the poor Haitian people, donate, and they get the money, and they don't come back and they don't distribute the funds.
Oh my God.
So that's what's been happening to the Haitian people. Why do you think they took a shot at, what's his name, Wyclef? Wasn't Wyclef talking about running for the Haitian presidency, and the Haitian people tried to took a shot at him?
Okay.
Because it's like you can't just come back on the island. You haven't been here, you haven't donated, you haven't done anything, and then show up and go, well, I want to be president, because now everyone's looking at you like the other that were in the office.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they were like, they weren't even feeling him, and he's Haitian.
Right.
So I remember the day of the 1 year anniversary. They had a big concert. We're like, bro, people are still hungry.
Right.
Y'all having a concert?
Right.
Dude, it was appalling. And the woman we were staying with was so terrified because the Haitian people were on the street. They were getting ready to revolt on the 1 year anniversary. So she was like, I don't want to go outside. It's too dangerous. And then our driver says, let me show you a part of Haiti you will never see in the media. And he took us up into the mountains. And I could not believe I was still in Haiti. Because what you see about Haiti on the news, they'll show you Port-au-Prince.
Right.
They won't show you Pétreville. There was a mall. We went to Pétreville. Our driver said, you go in this mall right here, you could buy a $50,000 Rolex.
What?
I said, who in Haiti can afford a $50,000 Rolex?
Somebody,
He
right?
said, bro, there's over 300 millionaires living in this country. There's money here. And then I went home and I Googled what Haiti had in terms of resources, and you go, there it is.
Damn.
There it is.
$50,000 Rolex?
In a mall.
I can't even afford
Haiti.
that shit.
Right. But he assured me there's 300 families up here that can go in this mall and get that watch because there's money here.
Okay.
So then when you look at all the military people, how it was so militarized, because where the bus dropped us off across the street, the UN had a massive compound, and it was nothing but soldiers from all over the world. They had the color of their flag from whatever country they represented on their shoulder. So you knew, oh, he's from Brazil. Oh, he's from this other country. So you're wondering, why are all of you here if all you've brought to the people is water? We could have brought them water.
Right.
So why are y'all here? Oh, y'all pulling that 1885 stuff like you did in Africa. You came over here, and in the middle of the conflict, now you're going to divide up the resources. Who's going to control the banks? Because the banks are still functioning.
Right.
Who's going to control the food? Food is still importing and getting export. The water, the electricity, the telecommunications. Who's in charge of all that? It's not the Haitian people. So you soldiers must be here to protect the interests of the people who are here to divide up Haiti's resources.
Right.
And then you throw water at them and go, that's the best we could do for you right now.
Okay.
It's a disgrace.
Okay.
It's a disgrace.
So you sound like a brother that, like we talked offline.
Of course.
You definitely a woke brother, right?
Of course.
So let's kind of get into what, because you come up in New York City, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you are a Caribbean brother, very similar to us as African Americans. How was it growing up in the community? Because right now it's a little bit more of a divide. Caribbean's kind of over there. It wasn't like that when we was coming up, but
I'll be honest with you. It was like that in the Bronx because of my Jamaican accent. I mean, I thought the Black American kids was going to embrace me. The complete opposite. I mean, I got bullied every day.
Okay.
Every day. Where you from? And you have this Caribbean accent. And I'm 10 years old, so there's no bass in my voice.
Right.
I sound like a little girl. So I remember one time when I first learned the F word, and I realized that it was a curse, and then I was getting picked on in class, and then I was like, fuck off. And the whole class just laughed like, really? That's the toughest shit you got?
Yeah.
And that shit just made it worse, bro.
Yeah. But you ended up getting,
Because I was like, okay, they like to laugh, make them laugh, and they'll leave you alone. So I became a class clown.
Okay.
In order to keep the bullies away from me. And so I even picked on the teachers. You ain't protecting me from them, I'm gonna with you too.
Okay.
So I started bullying the teachers because the kids were like, oh shit, he's crazy. And then they left me alone because, he was the one that's gonna yell out shit. That's
okay.
you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, let me just try to act like I'm down with them. So, you start to misbehave because you want to be left alone.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So basically, because I'm trying to get on the path to Africa. So you coming up from London, born in London, moved to the Bronx.
Moved to Jamaica first.
Jamaica, right? Then to the Bronx, right?
Yes, then to the Bronx.
Okay. How did you get on the path to even wanting to have a heart to one day even come to Africa and do things?
White people. I kid you not. It sounds strange, but it was white people because when I lived in London, I had white friends. I still remember the name of my best friend in kindergarten, Paul. He was a badass white boy. But I ran with him because Paul made me laugh. And so when I got to the States and I was around other white people and then they started using the N-word and being derogatory, I did not know where they were coming from because my parents aren't from America. They didn't know about racism and Jim Crow and segregation. And so they never taught us, be careful when you go out in the streets in America. They're brand new here. They left London and moved to the States in 79, and then they sent for me and my two brothers, and then we left Jamaica in 80, and we all reunited in the Bronx.
Okay.
And so here we are starting a new life, and I'll never forget, my sister Laura was 3 at the time, and we're standing outside a bodega, and this white kid, he was like 5, and he looked at my sister. My sister's dark chocolate sister. He was like, "You're black." And that was the first time I ever heard a color attached to a human being.
Okay.
And I looked at my sister, and I looked at the white kid, and I was like, yeah, like, what's your point of saying that? But again, this kid is just learning what he was taught.
Right.
Because for a white kid to go, "You're black," who told him that?
Right.
So that was the very first idea that I had that, okay, there's a race or class system in this country. And then I like to walk, bro. If I'm in a new neighborhood, I'm like, "Oh, what's over there?" Fanny knows. I went walking in out here a few weeks ago in the dark and damn near
you talked about that yesterday.
and bust ass. I'm not walking to Uganda in the dark no more, man. These damn potholes. They're not even potholes. They like you ever seen the hole for the coffin to go down? That's how big the potholes are. So we might as well just call them coffins and not potholes, because you don't die if you fall in one of those.
I can't even defend that.
Yeah, I done twisted my ankle,
bro.
In the
I went down, son. Glasses broke.
He said last night.
I was bloody, man.
Yo, man, nigga went down. That's how he said it last night. He's like, "Man, I said about nigga went down."
And I walked home last night because I have no fear. I love it. I'm not gonna, don't go over there. I lived in Jamaica, bro. They used to have dudes, there would be an empty lot next door to my grandparents' house, and dudes would be over there arguing over who owns the land and fighting with machetes. And I'm like ching, ching, blood clutch. And I'm like, yo, what the? So I grew up around crazy Jamaicans.
Okay.
So I'm like, no, I'm chilling in Uganda. If they gonna jump me, you better me, because we gonna brawl.
Okay.
That's just me, bro. I'm not gonna walk around. You go, "Oh, it's dark. No, don't go down." No, let's go. Is this the way home? Let's go. And if you gotta deal with it, we gotta deal with it.
So with that being said, like coming back, growing up in that, in that era of hip hop where it was more conscious,
yes,
so Public
absolutely.
Enemy.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
So many other brothers in there at that time, X-Clan, guys like that.
Absolutely.
And I know you went to college in the 90s too, so it was more conscious. And then a lot of the Jamaican, Caribbean brothers and African-American brothers was on the same page.
Was on that revolutionary note, because a lot of us were following Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Even in the music, when artists would put Marcus in the music. And I knew about Marcus Garvey when I lived in Jamaica.
Even Malcolm X made a comeback in the 90s in hip-hop.
Sure did.
If you think about it, yeah.
Sure did. And then there was a staunch effort by the record labels to kick all the conscious artists off the radio. That's facts. There was people that were there, black men, who could not believe what they were hearing from these record execs. And they were like, "We're going to get rid of all of them." They kicked them all off the radio, and they flooded the radio with the guns and the violence because they wanted the consciousness out of the music. They didn't want us talking about fight the power and black people rising up and taking a stance and being on their own and being independent in a nation that doesn't want you to be independent. There was a lot of that going on. Bro, it was so effective. We went to college because of Bill Cosby, unfortunately. Different world. A lot of us wanted to go to college because we saw a different world, and we saw black people in college, and we were like, we're going.
And he was funding a lot of college people too.
Absolutely. And a year before that, Spike Lee dropped School Days.
School Days.
That was it. I was like, I'm going to college.
Okay.
Because of movies and TV. You see a reflection of yourself doing positive things, and you want to be a part of that circle.
That's true.
And so you go, and then your parents are excited because you want to have, higher elevation in terms of education for yourself. And then you get on campus, and the white people are like, nigger, nigger, nigger. And I'm like, oh, we're not having that on this campus. We're going to be fighting. And we did a whole lot of that because there was no phones, there was no cameras.
You went to
SUNY Albany, State University of New York at Albany. It was 16 to 20,000 students, 2,000 black, 1,000 Latino, and the 13,000 of them are white.
What was the one I said my best friend went to? Starts with a B. Stony Brook. Shout out to
Stony Brook. Yeah, I've been to that campus a few times.
Stony Brook. Okay.
Yeah.
How do we get from there like to the interest of coming that like with that?
Coming to Africa, for me, it was, and I was just showing her my tattoo earlier. When I was 25, I got Africa tattooed on my arm. So in my mind, this was eventually going to be home. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but the books that I was reading about Africa and how they underdeveloped Africa and all the things that were going on here that's really not available. You see what they're doing in the schools in the States right now. They're trying to wipe all that history out. They're trying to purge all our African history, all our Black history, anything that has anything to do with people of melanin. They're trying to purge out of the academia. Why? Because the white kids are very smart. They're asking the critical questions. Because if I'm a white kid and I have access to information about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, all the towns in America that white people collectively got together and burned to the ground.
Right.
If I'm a white kid and you're my uncle, I'm gonna be looking at you like, Uncle, in my Jamaican 10-year-old accent, Uncle, did you participate in Klan rallies as a kid? And see, white people don't want to be asked the hard questions by their own peers, because if they get asked the hard questions and they have to admit that they were racist back in the day, it collapses the whole system for them. And what they want to do is pass on the idea that they are superior. And I keep telling them, even white people, I've told you as well, and I'll say it again, you're not superior. Superiority in my mind means God ordained you to be superior. So if you are so superior, why do you need guns? Why do you need the law? Why do you commit crimes and hide behind the law if you're so superior? Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players ever to play the game. Michael doesn't need to tell the world he's superior. The world knows he's superior based on his behavior. So based on your behavior, you're not superior. You're a bunch of cowards. You hide behind law, you hide behind bills, and you hide behind weapons. I said it, and I will continue to say it. There's no such thing as white supremacy. It's a myth in your head, because if you're so superior, you should be able to walk past me on the street and be like, I'm not worrying about that black guy. I'm naturally superior to him. But if you have to stop and call me the N-word and throw racism at me and throw flames at me, what's wrong with you? It ain't me. I'm comfortable with who I am. Why aren't you comfortable with who you are if you're so superior?
Did you face these things and you were in Hollywood for many years?
Absolutely. See, in Hollywood has the gift. Hollywood knows how to hide racism, because here's what happens in Hollywood. I go out and I audition for a movie. They decide to go with a white guy. I can't sue them because Hollywood, what we do is creative. So we can say creatively, aesthetically, the couple works together if it's a white person. But if I walked in and I wanted the job as the IT guy and they hired a white guy over me and I have more skills, then I can say, wait a minute, look at my resume, look at him. Why would you hire him? But it's so abstract in art, because that's what we're doing. We're creating art. So if they go, no, we don't want no black people in the movie, look at Woody Allen. Woody Allen made movies for years. And in New York City, the most diverse city in America, and you watch every Woody Allen movie, you'll probably see one black person.
That's true.
The most diverse city in the world. So they have a way of saying, no, we'll go all white, or we'll do this, blah, blah, blah. I'll never forget, I was at a film festival about 15 years ago, and Mario Van Peebles had just come out with the movie Panther. And he said he walked into the meeting. He told us this at the panel, the Q&A. He walked into the meeting and the white exec said, we love your script, but here, check this idea out. Why don't we have a white woman go into the prison and teach the brothers about the Black Panther movement?
What?
Where in the history of the Black Panther Party did this happen? For you to sit there and go, this would be a great way to open the movie. Who's going to believe that?
Right.
He said it took every power in his gut not to leap across the table and choke this dude.
Oh my God.
Like, how are you going to change the narrative on our story to suit yours? But see, they have the power to do that, because their thing is, well, I'm writing the check, so I want the story. The narrative needs to go the way I want it. The way we want to tell the story. We're the ones writing the check. When Mel Gibson did Apocalypto, he screened it for indigenous people, and they were furious. Raising the head. It didn't happen like this. And Mel Gibson said, then do your own movie. He was right. Do your own movie. Because we in Hollywood, we go, we need more black movies. We need more black movies. Then they go, okay, let's do this one. They do it. And we go, you screwed it up. Then do it yourself. Don't depend on someone else to write the check, write the movie. Do it yourself. And so we need to be more efficient with our talent. We need to pool our talent together. Right now, there's a strike in Hollywood that's 60, 70 days old right now. Actors are calling me, bro, I'm out. I got to go home. I can't afford to live here.
I heard Billy Porter crying about that too.
The strike is 70 days old and you're losing your house already? How terrible are you with money?
White Zaddy left him.
How terrible are you with money? The strike, it's not like we're in year number 2. 70
days.
70 days in and you're losing your house.
White Zaddy divorced him, left him. Shout out to Billy Porter.
Shout out, bro. Shout out. Bro. Get an apartment. Get an apartment. Give up the house. Let the government take the house and go get yourself an apartment in North Hollywood. The rent up there is like $1,700 for a studio. You'll be fine.
Let me ask you a question for Joan again. Joan got a question, but I want to ask this because when I was talking offline, and a brother like you with all the experience in Hollywood, and I get some criticism for being a little bit of critical of Nigeria here and there, which is not true. But the Nigerians have done such an amazing job
in terms of movies
with Nollywood, creating a sector, creating
the largest market.
So let's talk about that as a brother from America, very close to African American community. You're from New York City, and how has the Nigerian movie industry inspired you as a brother?
Well, watching those Nigerian movies on YouTube, I mean, you want to have a good laugh, get some popcorn. They are absolutely, even when the scene is dramatic, I'm crying, bro, because the acting is so over the top. But the thing about it keeps you entertained.
It's funny.
And eventually someone's going to look at that and be like, let's build this thing out and make it stronger. I was doing
It is getting stronger too.
It is getting massively stronger.
Yeah.
I'll never forget 15 years ago, I'm doing a play in Inglewood with Antonio Lyons. Shout out to Antonio Lyons. He was in the movie Hotel Rwanda. American History X. I don't know if you remember the scene in American History X. The brother had to put his teeth on the curb before Ed Norton.
Oh, yeah.
That brother. We were doing a play and he said to me, Mark Anthony, South Africa. I said, what are you talking about? He said, bro, there's work for us in Africa. And of course, I'm still trying to get my feet wet in Hollywood. I'm like, bro, there ain't no work in Africa. No, I'm not doing that. 2 months we're doing this play. Mark Anthony, South Africa. He leaves. He goes to South Africa. The brother's on 2 TV shows.
What?
I'm like, Antonio, I'm getting my passport updated, bro. I'm on my way. And he bounced. He went to Hollywood for a few years and worked. There's work here. A friend of mine, she was working for, she wrote and directed the movie Fat Girls with Monique. I had 2 scenes in that movie. Cool. And so she came to Nigeria and she was working with a woman. She just described her as the Oprah Winfrey of Nigeria. I don't know who this woman was, can't remember her name. And she was like, Mark Anthony, there's plenty of work for Black American actors in Nigeria.
So let me stop there because there's always a myth that I heard that the Black British actors are taking a lot of jobs
right now
in America, right?
Yes.
And then a lot of people say from our diaspora, families from Dominican Republic, Caribbean American, African American, they really don't fuck with us out here in Africa like that. We won't have no opportunities. Do you believe that is true from what you've been told about knowing the market? Like there's opportunities for what you do here.
Yes, I believe there's opportunities everywhere. People need to stop listening. The only person you should be listening to is the person who says, I was there, it's crap, don't go. If that person has not experienced it, don't let them devoid you of an experience.
Right.
Because if I listened to the people back home, I wouldn't be here right now. So I just stopped. Just stop listening to people. Oh, you're struggling as an actor, do this. No, I'm not doing that because it's going to take away from this struggle. This is a struggle for a reason. If it was easy, everybody would be acting. So the only way I'm going to conquer this is to focus on this. Now, I got to admit, the last 4 years, in the midst of COVID and everything, they've been the greatest years of my 29-year career. So the longer I stay in it, the more opportunities I got, the more opportunities to make money, to the point where I'm like, I'm going to Africa for 2 months, and I'm not worrying about, I can't pay for this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I that's where I wanted to get to a point where I could just go, yo, let's jump off on this. Fanny was like, yo, let's go. I work on the neighborhood. Shout out to the neighborhood CBS. I love y'all. We should have been back to work 2 weeks ago, but we doing this.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, we're on hiatus from March 7th to August. Yo, I'm out. I'm going to save up some bread, and then I'm bouncing to Uganda for about 30 days. When the show comes back, I'll go back to work and then But when the strike happened, I was like, why am I going back to America right now? There's no work. I might as well stay here. I'm developing a movie that I want to write and direct here. I hired a local writer, have an investor here. So everything is moving. Now, my biggest fear, listening to everyone who operates in Uganda, I'm going to have a lot of hiccups because when it comes to time Uganda. We went to Fanny invited me to the Jane Goodall thing the other night, and we are 2.5 hours late. I get there, I'm expecting people to be eating, burping, talking about where y'all been. We get there, they're like, okay, we're about to start. I'm like, what? We're 2.5 hours late, and y'all about. I was like, they're like, it's Uganda, bro.
This is Uganda.
This is Uganda. This is how they do.
Time.
Yeah.
I mean, are people late for funerals? Do
No
they come
worries.
like when people are getting married? Do they show up late to their wedding?
Yeah.
Uganda.
Yeah.
Uganda. I had a date
4
weeks ago, and she was 1 hour and 40 minutes late.
Really?
I left.
You told me about that.
She deeply apologized, and I apologized for ghosting her, but I was very upset. And the only reason why I stayed that long is because Fanny was like, they're gonna make you wait. And I was like, there's no way she's gonna have me sitting here for an hour. Bro, I went by, I said, oh shit, she's not playing. I called her, and the way it sounded, because I'm used to hearing her voice, I was like, it sounds like you're still in the house. Sure enough, she was. She texted me at 5:17. I'm on my way. I says, okay. 5:45, I says, hell no. Check, please. Come on. Because you're going to come, you're going to eat. I'm going to be salty.
Right.
Your stomach going to be full. You're going to be full of alcohol. And then you're going to slide me the bill. Nah. Send me the bill right now. It only has 2 beers on it. I'm going home. So, yeah, time management here is just, it's bad. It's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
It's a beast.
Now that you've been back to Africa, to Uganda to be exact, 2 months so far.
Yeah.
Except time management and the potholes, what other shocks have you experienced in Uganda?
Oh, taking a shower, have the water go off. Sending an email, have the internet go down.
Which part of Uganda
sitting on the toilet and then the power goes out. I mean, but aside from that, everything is rosy. It's beautiful. Love it.
It's the truth, right? You like it?
I love it.
You love it, yeah.
Bro, I tell people this is a bigger version of Jamaica. Uganda looks just like Jamaica, bro.
Really?
Just like Jamaica. The color of the soil is the same.
Okay.
The roads are the same. The roughness, the harshness, the feel of the people on the street. That's why I have no problem walking around, because I'm in Jamaica right now. Okay. They just speak Luganda.
Do you feel
Swahili.
like, do you ever feel like you're out of place or anything like that?
When I'm on a boater. Yo, when I came in 2019, Fanny was like, yo, we're going to get on these boater. What is a boater? So I go outside. Bro, I get on the back of the boater, and I'm hugging the dude. And
You're holding his waist.
He's getting ready to start the bike, and he's like... And I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
It can be when you first start. Yeah, it's scary.
I was like, there's no way we're going.
Scary.
No, I'm like, bro, no, let's go.
A boat is a motorcycle. Put a picture up, guys, for those who know.
Listen. Yeah. He looked back at me like, you better get your Sebo. What are you doing? Let go of me, bro.
You're scared,
bro. It's terrifying. And today I'm coming back, and then we get caught in traffic, and I'm like, you know what? Boater time. I was like, bro, I'm out. I'm not sitting in this. And I just love getting there on time or efficiently through traffic. But I mean, them boaters are scary, bro.
Okay.
He asked about you being treated different. When you speak, does your accent give you some sort of treatment? Do you feel like you're
everything costs more.
Oh.
Do you think it opened up some doors too at the same time?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Fanny's a pretty lady, so I think that she uses
it's different for her than it would be for me, because it's like when we're going out, we're doing the boat. I let her negotiate, because when all day long today, I'm like, Bugalobi Flats, how much? $5K. If Fanny was there, Fanny'd be like, no, Sebo, no, and it would have been 2. But I'm not gonna argue over $5K because in my mind, I'm like, that's less than $3, son. Just get on the. This is a $15 ride in the States.
You're
it's
right.
like $278. So in my mind, but Fanny's like, no, it's gonna add up eventually. But I'm not gonna haggle over $5K, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's move.
SBK, he used to just give everybody 20,000 shillings American. Like, bro, don't do that.
And not ask for the change.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
Yeah, I find
Here you
myself
go
doing
for
that
like
too.
one block. All right, there you go, bro.
Yeah, let's go. I don't even want to haggle over it, yo. So, but yeah, them boaters are a trip.
But do you feel like I know Fanny? She's done a lot better in the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to maneuver better than me. But do you think, from what you know here, I know you want to, in the film industry, do you feel like Uganda, from what you know about it, has the potential to grow in that?
Absolutely. I think this is an untapped market.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of filmmakers here, man, and a lot of people are doing some great work. And they're shooting.
Lukman Ali, shout out to him.
Lukman, met with him. Fanny introduced me to him like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Great brother, man. And he told me, he confirmed, he said, brother, come to Nigeria. There's work for you as an American
He's
actor.
actually doing some stuff in Nigeria right now.
Yeah.
He says he can't stop working right now. So there is work here. The work is here. The potential is here. The talent is here. They just need people with the right structure, know how to operate and maneuver through the process of making a film or TV show to infuse that talent with the talent that's already here. And before you know it, man, you're gonna have some great content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched any Ugandan, should I say, movies or shows?
No, I don't have DSTV.
Yeah,
where
that.
else should I? I mean, what other medium can you go and what? Netflix? There's
Are you
this stuff
gonna-
on?
Yes,
Maybe for Lukman Ali.
Pearl Magic, same thing, right?
But he
DSTV.
needs DSTV to be able to watch the local shows. Oh, Showmax.
Oh yeah, Lukman has a film, but I'm talking about TV like series. Like, how can you watch a TV series?
Oh no,
here?
Showmax.
Oh,
but
you have to get
still,
Showmax.
You need
Showmax.
DSTV. Showmax and DSTV are
Are
one
to-
and the
gotcha.
same thing.
Okay.
But there are amazing shows. There's a Chadala. It's a show surrounding HIV. The great
Okay.
Lucy Smiles is in it. Anita Fabiola is in it. Harmony is also in it.
Okay.
It's an amazing show. It's just like Sugar for MTV or Sugar Nigeria.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some projects in my laptop, man. I'm gonna flip them and turn them into African stories and get them shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good, man. I feel good.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna end up, in Uganda or maybe some other place?
I don't know. What I love about this business is that I can work anywhere.
Okay.
You can go where the work is. In terms of this project, this is going to be the first project that will be done for me on the continent in terms of writing and directing a film. And I want to start there because I
It's your
think
first to be directing here?
Yeah, my
Okay.
first project. So I'm co-writing it. I hired a local writer to help me with because I want to infuse some local languages. I just don't want it to be all in English. I want it to feel authentic. It's a coming of age story. I don't want to share the story, but it's a coming of age story surrounding authentic Ugandan music.
Yeah.
Infuse that into the story. So
It's amazing. There's also Queen of Katwe. It's on Netflix. So that's
Okay.
a Ugandan show.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's about
Disney
a
did
chess
that, right?
player.
Queen
Yeah,
of Katwe, I haven't seen it.
it's amazing. It's a very
You
beautiful
like-
story.
Oh, with Lupita? No, I haven't seen it. Okay, I'll watch that.
Yeah,
Then.
they did westernize
Gotcha.
it a bit, but still, it's a Ugandan story. So
Gotcha. Okay.
we hope for the best.
All right.
But yeah, for people come now, this industry that you're in this country, it's not the best because the actors are underpaid. There's a lot of, you need to pay for you to get this role, or you need to know someone in a certain space for you to be able to get on. How do you think you're going to be able to navigate that to like make sure it's more,
Well,
Up to
once the
standard.
script is done, our job is to find either a casting director who has access to talent. I know some people who have worked on film, written and directed, like Nana Kaga. She has access to talent.
she's
I'm
amazing.
reaching out to local people. My writer, he has access to talent.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to be a problem vetting the talent. I think the struggle might come in location, logistics, shooting, because there's some
that's a
scenes
whole thing.
I want to do on the street to capture the the real smell and taste of Uganda.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't worry about it. We'll find some areas where the traffic is minimal and we can shoot and do what we need to do to
Yeah.
get the film in the can. But I think Uganda needs, I'm going to reach out to my unions in the States, because if the talent is here, those unions should be here. Because when these corporations come to Uganda and places that don't have a union, they hire you, they pay you one time, and that's it. They're going to air that commercial all over the globe, and you're not going to see another check.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that's fair, because in the States, my reps would have been like, oh, hell no, we're not doing that. We need to get some residual income going.
Yeah.
And so I think Uganda. I think the private sector, the government needs to take entertainment seriously here because
They
you have
need
so many people here. And a film, you could do a film for 10 grand. And then if you sell it to the right market and it hits the right market,
Right.
that film can make 10 million.
Yeah.
Right.
Easy. There's so much money here. And if you got multiple films being shot at the same time, look at it like that. Okay, we gave him 10K to shoot that. What if that film, even the film makes $1 million? You spent
still
10K.
100 times profit.
Yeah.
You feel me? So the opportunities are here. I think people just need to take the sector a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just about to wrap up. There's another Ugandan film. It's on YouTube. It's by Swans Avenue. I think it's called Rolex.
I saw it on YouTube. I saw it.
That's
It's
the
like a
title
short
of
film.
it.
I know.
Rolex,
I mean,
that's funny.
Uganda
Short
and
film.
Rolex are together. But anyway,
Nice.
what are your last words to our viewers who are looking maybe to come to the continent or get into the industry that you're in on the continent?
Yeah, if you're looking to come back to the continent, don't be afraid. Go for it. Plan. Do what I did. I reached out to multiple people in Uganda before, even though I had people here on the ground because I was here in 2019. I still reached out to. This is how I met you folks.
Yeah.
Just scouring and looking for people who are here, who you can possibly partner with, who could give you some advice for being on the ground. And for the people who are getting into the business right now, I know Hollywood is on strike. If you're not union, you got the money, come to Africa. That might be work for you.
Yeah.
You just have to reach out. I mean, Mark Anthony Williams, that's Facebook and
Everything.
and Instagram. That's all I use. I
Yeah,
don't do Twitter and any other
Yeah.
foolishness.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's perfect.
And reach out to me, man. I like helping young actors because I wish that I had that help when I was trying to get my
Right.
feet
that's
wet.
beautiful.
I don't have any problems with you because you're never going to affect my bottom line.
Right.
Yeah.
I will never look at someone as a threat. What you need? Let me make that phone call. I'm gonna make the call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just need to help each other out. Pay it forward.
That's
it.
amazing. Totally unrelated. How old are you? Because I want to ask how it is dating as an African American, your age in Uganda, if you don't
He's
mind
25.
answering that. Okay, let's say
No,
it's 25.
no.
Okay, as an African American, how is it dating in Uganda? Leave the age aside. How is it dating in Uganda?
y'all are. Fanny said, I told my friends you were coming, and they all asked, does he have money? That was the number one question. Now, I don't know if you ever flown from Los Angeles to Uganda. It is expensive.
Yeah.
So ladies, that's where all my money is. The airline has all the money. I have no money. But it's tricky because, you'll meet someone, everything will be going great, and then they'll go, I need support. And I already know what that word means, but I want you to say it. Support how? That's support. If I hug you, that's support. What kind of support are you talking about? So when I finally get down to the bare bones, you need money. You're not going to get that money. You're just not, because living in the States, if we went out on a date and 2 weeks into the date, she's asking for money, we're gone.
Right.
Because we know where that's going to lead.
Right.
More money, more money, more money.
More, yeah.
I don't mind spending money, but don't ask me for it.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that. You've already told the people where they can find you. Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony Williams. Mark with a K, not a C.
Yeah. Facebook.
Facebook and Instagram, and
Okay.
that's pretty much it. I ain't dabbling nowhere else.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. It was lovely having you here on the podcast. We hope that when you come back the next time, we also have you back on.
Absolutely.
That would be great. Yeah, guys, do not message O'Shea, but you can send us an email at teamkinganda@gmail.com and follow us on all our social media pages at King and the Nation. Also subscribe to the Pan African Dating Show. We'll see you guys next time.